We are live in Trafalgar, the haven of Dominica. We call it one of the greatest tourism areas in the Nature Island. The twin waterfalls of the Trafalgar Falls historic area in the Rosa Valley, really fresh. And today is a very unique day for us in Dominica. It's our first Creole Heartbeat for 2025. And with us is one who has really done so much for Dominica's music, Dominica's arts, and Dominica's culture. One who has brought the name of the natural far and wide, as a matter of fact, globally, places you will never imagine. And we are speaking of the legendary, iconic figure of Fitzroy Williams. We will find out the story about Fitzroy Williams in a while, but we want to really urge you and remind you that we are live on DBS Radio. This is Creole Heartbeat, and we are sponsored by DG Cell. And once again, we are going to give you an opportunity to view us live on DBS Radio Facebook page and YouTube channel. Good morning, Fitzroy Sakafetfwe.
Good morning. Well, you can see how it is. Not too bad, not too bad. Better than I thought I would be.
We already want to wish you a happy new year and 2025, and let's hope that the Father will continue to bless, guide, and protect you throughout 2025 and beyond.
Yeah, thank you very much.
How are you feeling, Fitzroy? How are you feeling? We know that you have been going through some health challenges. How are you feeling presently?
Presently, I'm feeling okay. Better than I was a week ago or 2 weeks ago. But things were bad a few weeks ago, really bad. But now, being in Dominica with the fresh water and the lakes,
The fresh water, the lakes,
lakes
and the
and
boys, and the
and the
boys,
boys,
and the boys. And the boys are all here. As a matter of fact, the boys are all here. And soon from now, they will have an opportunity to talk about their relationship with Fitzroy and how Fitzroy have influenced them and the music. But Fitzroy, you have been ailing for some time. You have been really going through some challenges. Would you tell us exactly what's happening with you?
well, I have a severe heart problem.
Mhm.
And you know, when you have heart problems,
Yeah, put the mic closer to your mouth.
it affects the body.
Focus
So
on at the front, yeah?
that just make me have lungs problem, this
Okay.
problem, that problem. But
Mm.
I'm going through it nicely over in Martinique and keeping it there. But nothing is better than what I come here and do.
So presently you are in Martinique,
Yes,
but you came home at least to take care of some business.
business.
And once again, you're feeling rejuvenated.
Oh, Lord.
The air, the freshness of Trafalgar, seeing the boys and them have really made you feel much better.
Yes. The only thing I want all the boys and them to hear that is a cover soul I want. Nobody has getting a cover soul from me.
Encore sol, messieurs, mesdames, Fitzroy besoin encore sol avant y quitter. And you're leaving on Saturday, so we have to make sure we get a encore sol. So what's up? Ibrahim Brahim Cornell, The Bird, Freddie Nicholas. You are all here in Skeff, Peter, Tosh. You are hearing before Fitzroy leave. Let's make sure we get him a soursop, a soursop from the nature isle, because we know soursop have some healing properties, by the way, and that's what the scientists told us. But Fitzroy, tell us about that journey. We know that you're a multi-talented instrumentalist, and tell us how it actually started in terms of music for you.
Okay. Well, well, they can tell you up to now I was a buster fella. That make me play music, you know. And I was a little box guitarist doing certain things in school, playing harmonica, flute, and them things. Until Julie Martin asked me to play in the band called Silverstone, guitar. And when I went to play that instrument, that's when I knew how hard that instrument was. I couldn't even tune it, you know. So I saw a thing in the corner called xylophone, and I remember Cornell's brother playing that in the same band. So I tell him I want to play that. I didn't know it then. Huh? Tell him I want to play that thing. They gave me a chance, and I played it. In 2 days, I learned the repertoire and I stayed there till I went to keyboards.
But apart from that, you were also a very good panist, pan player.
Very good, I play pan. But to say very good pianist, yeah, he is a very good pianist.
Okay, so you were sort of influenced by Afi Mate on the
Yes,
pan.
yes, a lot.
Can you recall any of the steel orchestras that you played with?
Well, it's still orchestras of Afi, which Eric's harmonized and it turned to Vauxhall Steel Orchestra. And it, I told you, and we used to practice in Cornell Yard in the studio.
That's in the area of Cornell's Phillip on
Yeah,
Bath
yeah,
Road.
Buffalo.
Mhm.
That's where we used
That's
to.
where you guys used to practice
Yes,
then.
yes, yes.
But steel pan was a big thing then.
Oh,
Mhm,
very big.
mhm. And not only big in terms of musical accompaniment, but then throughout our carnival.
Yes,
I mean, that is what everybody would jump
jump
on,
on.
apart from the little apocabit in between.
Yes,
And there were several steel
still
pan
fun.
yards
Yes,
around the city all over.
yes, and that gave us the opportunity to sing. So everybody could sing the whole march and let the band play. Yeah.
But then you were part of several bands also, even before the Boys and Them. But then tell us about the bands. Can you recall any of the bands
Well,
that you were part of before the Boys and Them?
like I started there with Julie Martinez, they call Silverstone
Uh-huh.
as the first one. And in between that, in school, me, Gordon, and a few other guys, we had a kind of rock group called Rebs.
What was the name of the group in St. Mary's Academy?
Rebs. Yes, Rebels.
Rebels, short for Rebels.
Yeah. We used to play the Beatles and them kind of things, and just like them too. Besides speaking in our hair. Huh? And then I played with Silverstones until Silverstones got like all the other bands. And we got together and we put the band together again and changed our name to Diamonds. Yeah. And that is the second one. Then I don't know, I played in Mapping to make a band for me called Security Pearls.
Security Pearls.
Yeah.
Plug the mic a little lower, right? So Security Pearls, you remember that band? And Matt Pringle actually.
Sponsored that. Got the instruments, everything. And from there, I went to play with Gustav Larock and them. And we played in, what do you call that band? A band with a big Spanish, Los Caballeros.
Los Caballeros. But then very important during those days, Latin music was also very
Yeah,
prevalent.
because we're instrumental bands. So instrumental, you must do Latin music, even it wasn't, we thought it was. Yeah.
So at what point that you actually joined the Boys and Them?
Well, when Los Caballeros die, Boys and Them is a continuation of
Los.
Los Caballeros.
Can you recall any of the members of the Boys and Them?
Yeah. Original members. Well, the group started by a contract when, how do you call them, the Latin band couldn't play. When Miss World came to Dominica,
Miss World came to Dominica.
and they asked Gustav Larock to
To actually back up.
back up, and he didn't have a band. So he asked me, he asked Julie Martin, Philip Oswald, who again, and Marcel Cruikshank.
Yes, that's the late Marcel Mallery Cruikshank.
And we did some backup for people who talented people, and we played for that Queen open CCO. CCO opened at the same time with her. We played in CCO after our wax show. And while she was on stage, the MC, who I think it was Harrigan, come and, what's the name of the band? What's the name of the band? We didn't have a name. So we just, one of us just say, the boys and them, man, the boys and them. And the name stayed, and then we went to make the band, the boys and them.
But then you eventually recorded,
Yeah,
because I remember an album, Philip Osford singing,
yeah.
when the name of the song was Phoenix.
Phoenix by the time I get.
But your main vocalist then was Philip Osford.
Philip Osford.
Mhm.
Philip Osford, to me, was the first vocalist in a band in Dominica.
And this is important to note, because it is important to also make our listeners and viewers know during those days it was more instrumentation.
Instrumentation.
Yeah. And people would dance to instrumentation.
Yeah.
But then your first attempt at the first attempt at a band where there was a lead vocalist was Philip Osford.
We got him through the talent shows.
Yes.
They used to have in Carib Cinema and St. Gerard's Hall. And
No, but Dominica Fitzroy was completely different. Talent shows. Quite a bit of the young budding artists would get that opportunity
yes,
at the at Carib Cinema to bring out their talent.
yes.
And some of them would graduate into a band
And,
later,
yeah.
and some of them would continue singing after.
Mm-hmm.
One recalls Tilly
Alexander
Alexander
was
some of those
one.
boys.
Yeah.
But the cinema itself, Carib Cinema was the place.
As the only
Calypso.
stage we had.
Yeah, Calypso finals,
Yeah.
Calypso.
When Sparrow come down, that's where he played Kitchener, Melody, and then that's where they performed. You know?
How long the boys and them stayed together?
I'm not a good man in dates. I don't know.
Roughly 5 years, 10 years. Ooh.
I really can't tell you. We stayed together till I did a car accident.
He was in a car accident, okay. Mm-hmm.
And while I was in the hospital, they didn't know what to do. They get Pembo to play with them, keyboard with them, hold on for me. And when I came off from the hospital, waiting for my time to go back to the band, Dennis Joseph sprung me.
And it's also important to know that Dennis Joseph was the then manager
Yeah.
and guitarist of the Gaylord
Gaylord.
Power Union.
Yeah.
So you didn't get a chance to go back to Boys and them.
I went
You
with
because you were with the Gaylord's Power Union.
they were the only professional band in Dominica where you went and people paying you to play music. Because before
Everything was free.
somebody was making money.
I know. But then tell us about the Gaylord's experience, Fitzroy.
To me, it was fantastic. We do a lot of tours all over the Caribbean, from the Virgin Islands down to St. Lucia to Barbados. And we had a unique song. Truly, he's a fantastic guy. We used to call it the fat song, you know, the drummer had to be fat. And I didn't stay too long in Gaylord.
But then, I mean, in Gaylord's, you had two flamboyant frontmen. You had Bingo, and you had also
Breaker.
the great Breaker, who was really the major. Continue to leave the mic a little lower, Fitzroy, so that the audio can be right.
I never
You
was
had Breaker, and Breaker was also a Calypso monarch of Dominica, and possibly one. I mean, when you look back at the history, possibly one of the best lead vocalists ever.
Yes.
And when you look back at Gaylords in terms of their performance, in terms of their showmanship, what can you tell us about the Gaylords Power Union?
Well, I enjoyed them because of their showmanship. Breaker especially. It was a pleasure backing up this man. You know, and the people went wild, not over him, all over the island, you know. And Breaker, well, since I left them or they fire me, I don't know which one.
Either you left them or they fire you. But some during the period, you had a chance to go to England with them?
No.
Oh, okay.
They went to England after me.
After you. So
Yeah.
after you either left or was fired, they went to England.
England.
Okay, so that is when Starrett
Came.
Starrett Francois.
Right.
Yes, starred Francois was really, really, he was blind,
yes,
but he was also like a Stevie Wonder.
yes, very
Okay.
good.
Yes. And most of the members of Gaylords would have stayed in England that time.
Yeah.
And I think Dennis Joseph came down to Dominica.
That's it. Well, he never lived in England. Eh?
Yeah.
He was running things from the remote control now.
Yeah. But Fitzroy, after you left Gaylord's Power Union, what happened?
Well, I had nothing to do. So there was a little band in Roseau called Wooden Soul.
Yes, I remember
And the
Wooden
electric
Stools.
piano, I don't build my electric piano. I know they can't tell me go about your business. Because I bigger than them. Uh,
You have your own instrument.
yes. Then I started with them a little till a cousin of mine got me up to solo to play in a band.
But then it's also interesting to mention that Wooden Stools also had Vivian Wallace,
Wallace
who would later become the bassman
of
of Exile One.
At that time they had Julie Morillon too.
Oh, they had Julie Morillo
Yeah,
and also Vivian Wallace, who would later team up.
And they had Brian Rock too.
Oh boy, what a side! What a side, Wooden Stools. Mhm.
Brian came to Guadeloupe too from Liban, but he was 16 years old.
16 years,
And
okay.
his mother didn't.
No, but tell us first about St. Thomas. What happened in St. Thomas?
What happened is that Israeli was taller I went to.
Mm-hmm.
And then I wanted to do a little study of music in St. Thomas. I could get to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And some nice person organized a school for me.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have my personal instrument with me. So I had to come here and get it. And when I came down here to get it, I met Gordon with the Viking from Guadeloupe playing Union Club.
Mm-hmm.
And the band, we always had a band.
Where was Union Club?
Grotto.
Grotto.
Not Grotto, the Infirmary now.
Infirmary now.
Yeah.
Yeah, before the infirmary.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
They were playing there. He was surprised to see me in Dominica because he knew I was in the VIs.
Mm-hmm.
And we always had plans to make a band together.
You and Gordon?
Me and Gordon.
From your days in St. Mary's Academy?
Yeah. So he told me now is the time.
Mm-hmm.
I said, all right. And I didn't go back to the VIs. I stayed
Mm-hmm.
long. And we decided to make that band.
Yeah.
So he wanted musicians. I go and look for the musicians I like.
The musicians you could play with.
I didn't know Freddie yet.
So Freddie and Cornell and these guys came after, long after. A baby, yeah. So who were those musicians you were the main guy to recruit the musicians?
Nobody gave me a job, but I took it.
Yeah.
Um,
So Gordon was in Guadeloupe at the time,
Guadeloupe.
and then you came to Dominica to recruit the musicians.
I was in Dominica.
Oh, you was in Dominica.
Yeah. So I wouldn't like to say that, but somebody give me a hint. Julie was in Swinstad, and Julie's a very troublesome and hard fella.
I refer to Julie Morrill.
And Swinstad had a plan for him. And I say, Paula, I taking Julie with me before Swinstad work on him.
Okay.
But the first man I chose was the bassman because he was a worker, just left school, and he was working in the post office.
Okay.
So I don't know if he will ever leave his job to come Guadeloupe. We don't know what's going to happen.
Because those days, Fitzroy, it is interesting to know you have no idea what you would encounter.
No idea.
It was the unknown.
Unknown.
But then you were seeking an avenue so you could play your music on a professional level.
Yes.
Okay.
And we knew we could do it in Guadeloupe.
Yeah.
I think. Anyway, yeah, so when I went to Vivian first in the post office, I said, yo, we're going to make a band there. I need you. You come in? Tell me, but of course. He just leave the post office right away.
Right, leave the post office.
He leave the post office. Then I went up Kinfield by Daniel Green, talked to Julie. Julie tell me, no. But I tell him, okay, stay for Swinstad to fire you. And he agreed to come on.
Mm-hmm.
Brian agreed to come on. Brian Rock.
Mm-hmm.
Then Kremlin was the other man. Kremlin see us crossing the bridge. Sitting down at the back of a transport, going. He stopped the transport. He said, "Where are you going?" We said, "Nowhere." He said, "Me, And only have suitcase. Where are you going?" We tell him, "Guadeloupe." Say, "I can come."
What?
Tell him, "Yeah, man. Okay, you'll see me tomorrow." Eh?
Wow.
And Kremlin came on board. He really came tomorrow.
The next day.
The next day, and we didn't know. You should know that guy they call Ibo Simon.
Okay, Ivo Simo, where?
Ibo Simon saw us on Place de la Victoire, and he said, us, "Yo, in your man, Cassia said, Kremlin that come there." I tell him, "Who is that man?" He said, "The man had a trumpet mouthpiece in his belt." That's what he had, trumpet, the mouthpiece alone. Yeah. We looked for him, and we got him, and he came with us. And we formed like that one with Gordon. Well, Cookie was always playing with Gordon, voltage 4, and so on. So he was always on board. But in those days, it banned. And it's now I suspect we think we are going to make a band. But my partner had no plan for a band. He had a plan for him. And all the time we fighting hard to make a band. He had that in his head. He fighting hard for him. So it ended up being what it is now. So we went to Guadeloupe. Things were not bright for a couple. The first month or two, we went in November, but by Christmas, we were pumping.
I mean, when you guys left Dominica, where you stayed, I mean, what were the conditions like?
We had a good friend living in Gozi. But you know him, he blind now. Huh? Lapo. He had an old house in Gozi. We went to stay there with him. And
so all of you in that one house?
That's one house. That's the way it started. And we, not Gordon, eh? Gordon was already.
Gordon wasn't staying with you all?
No. Gordon was already
okay.
Well-settled fella and thing, Gordon like us.
So the first month was, trip was a challenge.
Yeah.
But after that, what happened?
When we were ready to play, Henry Debs, the only guy that had instruments, because remember, we don't have instruments. The king gave us a place, tell us we could practice by them, and Debs tell us we could play by him. He had a club called 971 in Gozi. So we were going there and play. Regularly. When he finished playing, he'll give us a little 50 francs, 200 francs. And that was enough to buy the corned beef and the bandson.
So basically, what you played for was just to
and put the band together.
To you and to at least give you some encouragement.
And he produced the first album we've done by the hands that feed you.
Yeah.
Right? We did the first album, but it was more or less Cadence was in that.
A lot of calypso in it.
Yeah, Cadence was in that.
A lot of English, yeah.
You know the album. It is school children who love the album most. And most of the Paris youth, Guadeloupe youth. So a fellow see us playing by Debs, he brought us to France.
Wow.
He brought us to France, and we went to play. And whilst we were playing the kind of music on the first album, then people, they're watching us a kind of a way, But clapping after every song, but it's dancing those days. They're not dancing. Yeah. So we decided, let's change the rhythm of them songs. The same songs. Make Vivian pump the bass a different way. Make Julie watch it that a different way. Yeah. Me, I play a different organ. Cookie play the drums almost like the Asian. Almost like the Asian. And we do that. And some Arab fella saw us. He decided recording us. So we went to him. You got songs? We say, yes, we have got no song. We say, yes. So he decided, we tell him we can make 2 albums, one in English and one in Patois. He say, all right. And we sit down, we in front of him, like I in front of you, and he telling, what these songs you have? Gordon saying the name and Cookie writing it down. But not to forget the title we give the man.
Yeah. So the title Gordon gave Cookie, you have to go and make a song on that.
On that.
But you have no song yet.
And we had no song yet.
Wow. Wow.
No song yet. And then when we do that, we went and we did the 2 albums in 2 days.
Wow. 2 albums in 2
2
days.
days.
Wow.
And the fella give us a good pay for that.
Yeah.
So that's where we got money to go and buy instruments. We could buy everything with that. So from Paris, we went back to Guadeloupe. Gordon went to New York. We buy everything we wanted. And that's when Exile One started.
Wow.
And when
So in that jam in France, when you were playing your original songs the way they were, and then you changed the style, that was where Cadence Lypso was born.
But we didn't give it a name. We don't know what it is.
You're trying
Just
to
play a
do
thing.
it differently.
Yeah.
And you come with a nice little groove,
Yeah.
something close to compa, but different.
Yeah.
But little calypso in between.
Yeah.
So at what point Gordon named it Cadas?
Not Gordon and name it Cadence.
Who named it Cadas?
Debs.
Debs named it Cadas.
Henry Debs. He was producing the album
Mhm.
and he named it in Cadence Lypso.
Okay.
And that's the way it goes. Right now, it's Gordon and name it. Right now. Oh, you know, sorry.
All right. So from the Exile shoot,
Exile shoot.
you had instruments now, and you could play
We
anywhere.
could play
And then you start to release album after album.
album after album. Then we volunteer the saxophonist.
Yeah.
And he,
How Pierre Labon joined the band?
well, Pierre Labo was living in Martinique.
Mhm.
Pierre Labo comes from a musical family.
Mhm.
His brother is a big jazz saxophonist in France. And he always used to tell his big brother, Mome you. You know? And he came to Guadeloupe, I don't know why. And he said he wants a band to play. And his brother knew us. His brother bring him for Gordon. Asked Gordon if he wants a saxophonist. He said, why not? Because we had Kremlin here alone. You know? And he did Akiaka. But Akiaka, I was not it.
It was not Akiaka.
No.
What happened?
Because I caught a pneumonia
Mm.
in Guadeloupe. Nobody knew what I had. And they brought people to run down to Dominica.
Okay.
And they do the
Album.
That's where they recorded the music just to have a song of mine.
Yeah. Oh,
I
hit
was
me with
there.
music.
That's when Exile want to do it.
Mhm. Was that the live album? Or it had a little live?
It wasn't no
It wasn't live, but it had some live effects.
It had live effects.
Yeah.
It Debs that do that, put clap on it,
Yes, and so on.
put wah on the saxophone. Debs that do that.
Okay.
And yeah, and that album make it big.
Yeah.
Really make it big. I think in those days that it was sold about 40,000. In them days,
Yeah.
you're going free.
40,000 records.
Records.
Vinyl records.
Yeah.
And that's a
In
like a
those days.
golden album.
Right.
During those days, yeah. What was your best moment in Exile One?
I didn't have no real best movement. Because I'm a troublesome fella too, don't get me wrong.
Trouble somehow.
I can't give you everything.
Besides Booster.
No, I finished with Booster there. No, I trouble.
Yeah. Trouble.
Trouble. Since I don't agree, I don't agree. And I like Dominica. When I don't agree with you and I don't agree with you, I just buy a ticket and I go in
No, and most times it used to be on Carnival. Most times you causing trouble is around Carnival time.
Not really. They don't know have to go home for Carnival because they know me since little boy. Playing Carnival with the same fellas all my life. So they know
That's Thunderbirds.
that's Thunderbirds. So since we played the 31st of December in Paris, and we finished playing, we going home. God knows, tell me, cock back up. When you leaving now? and I coming down, you know. But I left them the first time, really, when my son was born
Yeah.
in Guadeloupe. I left to come and stay with his mother for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And I stayed there. That's when I played with Experience Set
Oh,
and so on.
Experience set of
Yeah.
Guadeloupe. Guy Houllier
Giveaway
and
and
these other
how I
Eve,
find it.
Eve
Eve
Honoré. Eve
Honoré.
Honoré, yeah.
Yeah. And which I figure is a magician.
I know. Experience set was, I mean, one of
He's
the major
yeah, a
bands.
magician.
But
He
Fitzroy,
sing.
in Exile self, you were like the main musical arranger.
The main, no, everybody was trying to put in their hand in something. You know, but
Was
me, I'd like to compose my little things.
mm-hmm,
And we see Gordon alone getting copyright.
mm,
So we decided to try to put a song here for us to get a little copyright too.
mm,
And my boy get vexed,
mm,
you know?
mm.
He get vexed, but we don't worry. And when we do a song, because we don't write the lyrics and things, we copyright it as it is.
Okay. Well, you co-wrote lots of songs.
Yes. Yeah, the musical part,
The
yeah?
musical, yeah.
Musical part.
Mm,
And the thing is me alone that do it at my home. You know, and I come with my thing well done.
yeah.
And then you say it's yours.
Okay.
You
But
know,
you eventually got over that.
we will never,
Okay.
but it's okay.
It's okay, right?
It's okay.
But then the other members of the band, Julie,
Uh-huh.
all did solo albums also. And there was a movement. There was a movement. Okay. Okay. I just got some information from my producer that we have to go to plan B now. So we're going to call our first guest, and we call Freddie Nicholas to say a few words. And on Fitzroy, you can have a seat by me, Freddie. You have been with Fitzroy. Yeah, we are neighbors. You have been, I mean, playing the Fitzroy with Fitzroy for so many years. Tell us, I mean, what you have learned, how influential he has been on your life, on music in Dominica in general.
Even before I started playing the Fitzroy, I was influenced by him already, you know,
You were influenced by him even
because
before you played with him.
and he didn't even know me. Well, he knew me, but I don't think. Well, no, he didn't know me. Yeah, and I can't remember what time, at what point in time we became friends. I still wrestling. At what point in time Fitzroy and myself became
But
friends.
it's interesting
Is
to
that
know
it?
that during Exile
Mm.
One fame, you were with Waprakai and then
Yeah,
later with Pilomen.
yeah, yes, yes,
You
yes,
did a
yes.
stint also with Naked Treat. You didn't play with Naked Treat?
Yeah, well, not
Early
as
days.
a functioning member, but I used to go and play
Around them,
one, two
okay.
songs with them, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And then you were
yeah.
also famous for playing with the Mighty Arrow.
Oh yeah, well, 7 years.
7 years with the Mighty
Yeah,
Arrow.
yeah,
But
yeah.
then how, when you look back at the contribution of Fitzroy, how did that influence, Cadence
Oh
Lypso,
yeah, man.
your music?
He's always an expressive guy, you know. Like he's a boaster, and that had me going. You know, he's always very expressive, and I kind of like he making the music have passion. There's passion in it, you know, not just like standing there and and not feeling it, you know.
Mm,
And when I got to know him personally, then I realized he's a man. He got a lot of good things to say, you know,
mm, mm.
and 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 also
Playing
guide
with him now.
and
Playing.
guidance, you know, giving, you
Mm.
know, but play. Oh well, well, that's why I said, you know, why why you play? You must feel him. You like
Yes,
him.
yes, yes, yes.
You must feel
Well,
him because
one of the critical things with musicianship
yeah.
is when they have a command.
Well, yes,
When you feel their influence on the music itself, and it was very prevalent to play the Fitzroy.
yeah, man. Maybe that's why I stay long with Arrow
Mm,
because he has that thing too, that energy. There's an energy that you know
mm,
that
mm,
you feel off, you know, and Fitzroy has that, you know,
mm, mm.
and it's always exciting when we were playing together, even by Sims's, whoever we do a little thing, sellers, you know, there's
Mm,
always
mm.
excitement in
I
the
know, I
air,
know, I know.
and Fitzroy brings that across.
You
You
also
know?
did quite a bit of sets on a jazzy platform also.
Oh yeah.
I remember Creole in the Park, you
Oh
on
yes,
your
yes.
own
Well,
set.
that was we love playing it. Because,
Mm,
yeah,
mm,
yeah,
mm.
yeah. Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
And when you look back at the whole relationship and what he self-feature has contributed to Dominica's music.
Well, yeah, man. This man is. I think they should have it. They should name a street after him, even.
A street after
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
I mean, this
Yeah.
is he has really done tremendous work in
Yeah.
terms
I
of
put you out
really.
of it, huh?
Huh?
How you feel living the Fitzroy Williams Street? Or feel Fitzroy Williams Avenue?
If Freddie on it too.
So Fitzroy, so no Nicholas Williams Street.
But you see, I'll tell you something that freaked me out once. You know, once he said, you know, I know when Freddie vexed with me, and I was like, what? Vexed with him? So he said, anytime Freddie call me Fitzroy, I said, I do something wrong. But most times it's Lagos or out is like Fitzroy, like a Jamaican.
Yes, yeah.
But I say Fitzroy, he say
What is
Yeah.
your fondest moment of being around Fitzroy?
Well, all time.
Every time.
Yeah, all time.
It's
There's
fun.
never a dull moment.
Never dull moment.
Yeah, yeah. Even when he vexes me.
Also,
Yeah.
you guys jump together, Thunderbird.
Carnival. When
That's your
it's
time yourself.
when the opening of Carnival, we go in the opposite direction. Starting
So
and going opposite.
the opposite where the band
Yeah.
is, yes.
And when we reach the end, then we
Then you following the band.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Okay, thank you very much,
Oh, yeah,
Freddie.
yeah.
We now
You're
call on
welcome.
Bird.
Yeah.
Bird,
Yeah.
Andrew Bell on the Bird, one of the possibly the finest musicians ever from the Nature Isle. Go way, way, way back. Milestones,
Fitzroy.
Milestones, Below Man, plays the guitar, plays the drums. You also play the brass also, Bird?
I used to play trombone, yeah.
Also play, I mean,
In Billowman, we
this
play
is-
trombone a bit.
this is super gifted. Drums, guitar, trombone. I mean,
Flute,
you have not featured
Banjo, slide,
banjo,
lap
continue.
steel,
Yes,
bass, you know.
yes.
A little bit of keyboards, but I'll leave that to Cornell and Fitzroy.
But you have
Those are the masters.
yes, you have known Fitzroy for for several decades.
He ain't playing, man. He's one of our dangerous guys. We have to give him credit every time we can.
That's Cornell.
Yes.
Respect. We'll have Cornell in a while. He's in the building somewhere, and we'll get his get a few words with him because sometimes, well, he will tell you the whole story. But you've been around Fitzroy, and I've seen him play. You have been in different bands, possibly played together in jams. What is your impression of your brother, your friend, Fitzroy Williams?
Well, he's one of the most gifted soloists we've had, musicians and a whole arranger. And he's a perfectionist. He's also a Scorpio like me, so I can identify with him. But the first time I actually worked with Fitzroy was in the mid 70s. I mean, I knew him from Gaylords and Exile when I saw him around, but I was a little boy, so them boys didn't have time for me really. But the first time we worked together, I got a call from Debs, and he was recording an artist from French Guyana named Danny Play. And when I got to the session, Fitzroy was on the session.
Mhm.
We hadn't met before, but we caught 4 songs for Danny Play, and that was the first time that I worked with Fitzroy. There's a song called Faraka.
Mhm.
Amazing organ solo on that. That's the signature song of Mr. Williams.
Mhm, mhm.
And then just recently we did the Cadence Legend thing, which you put together. So that's
Mhm.
and then our friendship grew from then.
But you would have, played with so many musicians. Scores, possibly hundreds of musicians. The influence of Fitzroy Williams on Dominica's music. What's your opinion?
I think he's one of the greatest. He's one of the greatest influencers in the genre in Dominica. I mean, every solo, when you have a musician that when you hear the first note and a half, you know who is playing. This is the sign of a true original musician. You have that from people like Hendrix, Santana, those kind of people. When you hear Fitzroy play 2 notes, you never get tired. He can play 100 solos. They're all exciting. That is the sign of a real genius.
Do you think musicians in Dominica are given the opportunity to okay, I want to put it a different way. Do you think that we appreciate musicians enough in Dominica?
I don't really think so because, for example, you guys put up
Yeah.
the faces of some of the legends, as we will call, and people were destroying them.
Yeah.
So you guys had to take them down.
Yeah,
So that
we are
says,
looking for an empty property. By the way, if any of you are proprietors of vacant land in the city or anywhere around who possibly may just lend us the opportunity or lease us for a few years to put the icons, Fitzroy, Bird, Freddie, or the all part of the legends that myself, Signman, and a few other important members of society put up. But then, yes, we did it, and we intend to continue to do it. We are still feverishly looking for a spot in the city where we can display because it's our. That's all we can say in our little way. Thank you for what you have done for Dominica and the music. But you also own a studio, Bird.
I have a little
And
space. I call it a little hole where I work.
mhm.
Work on. I built it for myself, but it's whenever I wanted to do my thing, I could go in there and do my thing. But it's good enough to do professional work, which I have been doing over the years.
We'll do a full length interview with you sometime very soon in this 2025 here. But we really want to thank you for the work that you have done for
And I want to
Dominica.
thank you, Signman, Fitzroy, Cornell, all the guys who have contributed to the music and continue to do so, and all the young guys coming up. You know, we have to keep it all in the family kind of thing. So thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. That's Andrew Bell on the Bird. We now call on Cornell Fingers Philip. By the way, Andrew Bell on the Bird played with several bands, reggae cowboys, below men, and the list goes on and on. Good morning to your fingers. How are you?
Good morning, I good man.
We are in the so by the way, I got several stories about before we even get into our little discussion. Fitzroy said whenever you play for him, you instruct him not to touch anything. You set up, you do everything for him and tell him to sit down and rest. And when it's the time to play, you'll just play. And I mean, this is a hallmark of
Like
yes.
respect. I mean, when you know a man like Fitzroy and where he has come from, where he's been, it's only natural that you make him as comfortable as you possibly can.
A very good fanatic of you both told me he feels whenever he hear you play, as a matter of fact, Steinbeck Henry.
Right.
Steinbeck Henry told me that whenever you created Bouillon with your rest of the brothers, when he could feel the flow of the way you rhythm and some of your solos in Bouillon, very similar to that of Fitzroy. Were there any influences?
Well, I will say through the influence of Cadas, which was obviously through Fitzroy and Freddie and the other guys, I kind of put like some of the organ into, and the only way I could get that is from the influence of Fitzroy.
Fitzroy, do you see yourself in Cornell? But put the mic closer once again.
I see my video.
You see yourself in him. And how do you see, I mean, Fitzroy Cornell, I mean, and his contribution to Dominic?
I mean, his contribution to Dominica is unmatched. But his contribution to me and my development as a musician, I owe a lot to him for sure. Growing up, I knew about I will help create bouillon, the bouillon genre. But being a young boy growing up, probably that's all I knew. And thanks to Fitzroy, Freddie, later Bird, Jerry, all the other guys who really introduced me to Cadas. Even thanks to you too, Powell and the other guys. They had a great impact. Mostly Fitzroy had a great impact on my musical career and my productions and stuff like that.
How it is playing with one you actually admire so much.
For one,
so
it
much
can be
from.
intimidating. Well, it was intimidating at 1st. I'll give you a story.
Yeah.
The first time I played with Fitzroy was the first time. That was the first time, right? Playing, you know this story. Playing Cadas, the All Star band, and Freddie hired me to play, and Fitzroy was also on that team. And we went into the first rehearsal, and after that rehearsal, I called Freddie. I told Freddie I can't do that.
Why?
Everything I play wasn't right. It wasn't sounding right. It wasn't gelling. Fitzroy would look at me and, kind of away.
Yeah.
And I was like, boy. So in the early years, it was a bit intimidating, but then Fitzroy and I created that bond, and he eventually, when he started to tell me that everything that I was playing, where Exile One was concerned, and the work he did with Gramax and Anthony Garcia, he told me, "So you think?" You know, he'd always tell me, so you think that's what we did, but it was that, and you'd always show me what to do. So eventually we created that bond,
Yeah.
and yeah, and that's where we are today.
You normally assist him not only in, in making sure everything is right and everything
Right.
is perfect for him. He's a perfectionist.
Perfectionist.
He wants everything to be done a particular way, and you assist him in that. Has that level of experience and excellence
Mhm.
been transferred to you and your work throughout what you've been doing recently?
Definitely, definitely. I mean, working with Fitzroy, Fitzroy comes into the studio. Even right now, we're working on something right now, and he came into the studio. And even before he arrived, he told me, "I know exactly what it is." He warns me that he's going to be very troublesome, but he know exactly what he wants. Just give him the time and give him the effort, and we'll be fine.
Yeah.
You know. And I come with that same kind of approach when I'm producing. Yes.
You also did a tribute to him, I think, with Expelicious
Right.
during the COVID-19. And I guess it was in tribute. Yes,
Hit
you
me
did.
with music.
No, you did.
Is it?
No, we coming to Hit Me With Music, but then during COVID, you had a special something for Fitzroy. You actually dedicated one of your editions to Fitzroy. I recall that. You can even remember what I recall.
Boy, I
where
do
you
so
played,
much
where
of
you
that.
played a lot of Cadence Lypso music
Oh, the online.
online.
Oh yes, 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 yes. It was only
And then
15.
and then
Some people
later,
thought that he was sick and on his way out.
yeah,
While I was going.
right. So you decided to do
But
something special for him.
yeah, because it's not only Fitzroy, but there are so many great musicians.
You sound emotional. You
Dominica.
sound emotional.
No, 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 no. I'm
Okay.
good. I have the cold.
Okay.
There are so many great musicians that Dominica has produced that little know of.
Yeah.
You know, so I decided to honor Fitzroy. I decided to start there to honor in Fitzroy, let people know exactly who he is, what he has produced, because I mean a lot of people don't even know that Dice has a Cadas album,
Yeah.
and even worse, a lot of people don't know that Fitzroy produced that album. You understand? So there's so much music that we hear today, and I listen to it just like Freddie said. Bird, just like Bird said, you hear a song and a note and a half, and you know exactly his Fitzroy that's there, and that still happens today.
Wow.
I mean, I'd hear a song and I would say, that is Fitzroy, that's a Fitzroy solo right there.
Yeah.
You know, so I did that. I mean, you have to honor those who need honoring, and Fitzroy is prime example of that.
You recently did a remix of his Hit Me With Music
Right,
sound with Jerry Lloyd.
with Jerry Lloyd.
And
Well, Jerry Lloyd was the singer.
the singer, yes, right,
But
with the
you
singer.
have Fred, you have Bird playing drums, Fred did bass, I did the organ. Fitzroy played on that too. Jerry did the.
But he said he gave you your latitude to do
What?
it your way.
No, did he?
Because he said
No, he didn't know.
if you had to do it his way, it would be maybe slightly different.
Played it for him. It's all right. Like that, but
yeah.
you know, but
But
it's
it's
definitely
you did
different.
that because
Yeah,
you love the man
yeah.
and as an individual, as an inspiration,
Yep.
as a
Yep.
legend, one who has done so much for music. He actually that's his song, and you decided to do it as a special gift
Yeah,
to him because
yeah.
music will last, I mean, and
It will
transcend
last
all the
the ages.
boundaries.
It will
And you
definitely
never
last
know.
the
I know
ages.
Freddie did a version some time ago of Hit Me With Music also.
Right.
Once again, you could see the relationship with the brothers, the camaraderie, the strength, and the love they have shown for Fitzroy. Freddie did a cover of that song itself. Major lessons learned from Fitzroy.
Um, Say it as it is. If something's bothering you, say it as it is. If you have a problem, say what you have to say, get it out of the way. That's one thing that I learned from Fitzroy. He will tell you what you have to tell you when you have to tell it to you, and he have a way of saying it. You won't feel bad. you would feel bad.
He's a
You know,
straightforward,
he's a straightforward fella.
and he don't
And
really hold things.
yeah.
He hold
And
things.
also when playing, when producing, always give your all.
If you're all.
You know, and
Yeah.
he does that. I mean, I had him in his studio. He didn't want the keyboard in front of him. I put it in front of him, and he was telling me exactly what to play. And no, it's that and that. And then we had a long discussion for 15 minutes for something that would last 5 seconds,
Yeah,
for
yeah.
about 5 seconds, literally. You know, but that is to show his perfection. And he don't finish. He still call me and tell me, yo, put this that way and that, you know? And he trusts me because he tell me, I don't have to come to the studio, you know, I trust you, you know, understand. Once you understand, you know, we'll take it from there, but you good.
You agree with the rest of the brothers to do something special for Fitzroy, name a street, do something
Yeah,
for the
man.
contribution that
Yeah,
he
man.
has
I
made.
mean, yeah.
We did that little thing. We looking for a property to actually continue.
I have an idea, you know.
Well, let's
I don't
discuss
know
it
if
after.
we'll discuss it
We'll
after.
discuss it after because the sign man is right here and coming up next. But fingers, the contribution. I mean, like I say, lots of times when I see you play, I see the continuation of the work of Fitzroy.
Yeah, man.
And not only in how you play, but the sound.
Yeah.
For some reason, man, you get that sound. You get that
Well, he
sound.
gave me the song.
Well, yes.
He gave me
And
that song.
you know, sometimes you listen to people play other people's music, but sometimes you know when you hear it,
Behave yourself.
argue.
So-
Okay, man. We want to hear. You want to hear.
It fits my song.
Love that. I love that. But it's no wonder he thinks that you are your because the way he talks to me is like you're his father, his musical father.
But he give me the song. Sure, this
yes.
organ tune.
And
But
play,
he me.
and playing with me.
And obviously I'll use it.
You perfect it.
Yeah, and then
That didn't last long. I got give it to you.
because it's a great
Yeah. But fingers, I really want to thank you for what you have done for Dominica, and we could feel the continuation of the genre for you and others, and what you've been doing because you just released a few more singles,
Right.
and to my mind they are really flawless.
And Fitzroy is in there.
And Fitzroy
He's
in
not
there.
playing, but his style is
The style
definitely
is,
in
of course, I could feel it.
Yeah.
That's the beautiful thing about a musician that can create a style. That's why I love about certain bands like Tabo Combo with their own style,
Right,
Magnum
right,
Band, even
right.
Cadence is. Exile had their own style, Bells had their own style, Bilomen had their own style, Grand Max had
Definitely.
their own style.
Definitely.
And that is what that makes the beauty of music so creative instead of sometimes the monotonous, the monotony of just the badang badang
Yeah.
badang, which is possibly what that is the in thing in these days. But I like musicianship. I like instrumentation, the way you feel jazzy. Jazzy about you did an interpretation album which people never thought that some of the songs would have come out so
Right,
nice and
right.
flawless. And that's what I
Yeah.
love about music. But thank you for your contribution, my
All right,
brother.
thank you, man. Thanks
And
for having me.
the music, the love, and we hope that this year, with the carnival just around the corner, that the Expeditious one will. As you have something in store for us.
Yeah, we have some things working.
Okay.
We
You,
definitely
you
have.
can tell that to Dean and the crowd. That you have something. You can look over something from the
You
Expeditious
can look
one.
at you can definitely look out for something.
All right. Corner fingers to the
All right, thank you, man.
Blessings. We go over quickly to Ibrahim Bruhim, the sign man, a music collector. For those who don't know, collected several of the Cadence Lypso albums. We went on a special campaign several years ago. Myself, Ole, Conrad Cripps, Philip, Jokam, Bruhim to collect every single Cadence Lypso album that was ever created. Bruhim is the lucky one. I lost most of mine from Maria, but I continue to borrow some of those, the vinyl that is. Bruhim, and also you have done so much work, with uplifting the culture. I really do hope that one of those days their contribution can be recognized in a more in a bigger, in a major manner. You can possibly get a meritorious or something, which I believe you deserve. And even the project that we did at the Bayfront, you continue to do. Just today alone, you single-handedly produced this beautiful banner. I mean, you continue to do this. And for the love of music and for Dominica, welcome to this little Fitzroy special. Tell us about your relationship with Cadence and then Fitzroy Williams and how he influenced your
Wow.
life and music.
Wow, Wadex, I don't know where to start, but first, let me correct Bird on something. I always keep telling him that. He always keeps telling me whenever we meet and talk that, boy, you're doing a lot for us. You're number one, mama, mom. But it's obvious, had they not done what they did, I would not be able to do what I'm doing today in collaboration with you and Creole Heartbeat. As a young guy, I used to listen to DBS radio, growing up. And that is where I fell in love. Well, I don't have any family music background, but I just fell in love when I used to listen to Ted Daly a lot, and he used to play the Kadas music. I just fell in love. And before I used to buy the music, I remember one of my favorite tracks from Gramax, Wo Imi Deba. When that first came out, and I heard that, man, I jumped. So I had a little tape recorder with a mic, and I called Ted. I said, Ted, please, can you replay that song, but please don't talk because I want to put that mic next to the speaker, and he did that for me.
Yeah.
And I grew into the music. I loved it. As a young guy, I used to travel to Guadeloupe a lot
Yeah.
during the summertime. And when I started appreciating the music, again, like Fitzroy mentioned about Harry Debs, they had that record shop on Rifribo.
Yeah.
Every
Tough.
time I went there,
Yeah.
before I could even think of food or drinks or anything, I used to go straight to the record shop, and I used to come up with something like sometimes 15 albums I used to buy, both from the French side and what Dominican music was available. And so I grew. Every time I traveled, that was my aim: buying music. I mean, I moved across to, calypso, soca, reggae, and those things. But my Kadas music was what I grew up with. I have to say, Kadas music, although I'm not fluent in it, but it's
Fluent in the Creole.
in the Creole, but it allowed me to understand the Creole music much, much better. I used to sing the song not knowing what I sang, but then I learned afterwards.
Yeah.
Fitzroy, I didn't know Fitzroy in the music back then, just like the other guys. But Fitzroy, I don't know if you recall Carnival time. We used to meet a lot during Carnival. He was in Thunderbirds, and I used to be in the other band from Pottersville,
Carnival Corner.
Carnival Corner. And every early morning, I up on the road, I would meet him, and that's how I got to meet Floyd. We used to talk, and we developed a relationship in terms of Carnival all the time. And then as the music grew, as I grew into the music, I got to meet the guys poco poco, little by little. I used to follow them. I remember one time, I don't know if Fitzroy remembers that, at the Windsor Park, they played at the Pavilion.
Yeah.
Yes. And I have pictures of every single one of them, black and white pictures, Um,
When I was that big jam.
that was a big jam, yes.
No instruments.
Oh, yes, oh, yes,
Yeah, man.
One of the guys that you forgot to mention, and I will bring out his name, I really liked a lot when he played his instrument. The trombonist Frankie Winfield from Trinidad.
Frankie J.
And so I grew, I started buying the music, I started collecting. I lost quite a bit because back then we used to have our house parties, school friends every other weekend would go to this one's home, and sometimes a friend would, when I couldn't make it, they would ask me to lend them the record. I used to lend it to them, and trusting them when it come back. I remember one time, one of my favorite tracks of Exile, which is Diama Creole. I remember going in Guadeloupe and I saw this flowered album. It's 45. And when I looked, I saw Diama Creole. I said, what was that now? When I looked, I saw Exile. I said, give me that. And I just used to buy them. And then I remember lending it to a friend. And when he gave it back to me, I just put it back on my shelf. Weeks after, when I came to play it myself on my turntable back home, when I pulled it out, it was a different 45 in it. So since then, I've stopped lending friends my album, because those things, there's no value to it in terms of money. And so with Fitzroy, I got to meet Bird, I got to meet Freddie, Cornell. Well, Cornell was days of WCK, and made friends with Fitzroy. And then when I heard about, Fitzroy's issue, when I used to go to Martinique by Mark, he started taking me by him, and I saw, I saw the era he was, and honestly, it hurt my heart. It really hurt me to see where he was living, where he was staying, and we really hope that he would move to a better place, which recently he has done. And I gave him whatever assistance I could. And when I found out the other day he was here, I said, what, Fitzroy here? What he called me, Fitzroy is here. He said, boy, the man looking different. I said, oh, clean head. So I called Fitzroy right away. And the tone of his voice told me that he was much, much better. Maybe health-wise, we do not know, but his spirit, his enthusiasm, his energy was 100% better.
And he also, promised that whatever assistance you can give for your company, you will give.
Oh yes, yes, we have done that already. Fitzroy knows that, and whenever I can, whenever I travel to Martinique, he knows I will always drop in to see him. I will give whatever because I mean, when I say these guys, these legends, it is for me. I'm a non-musician, as I said. I don't play an instrument, but I love my music. They have given me something that I have cherished for the all my life.
Absolutely.
Cadence music will remain with me wherever I go. My collection of albums. God rest her soul. My mother 25 years ago told me, "Why don't you sell the albums and make back your money?" I said, "Mom, I'm sorry."
Not this.
I remember a guy from South Africa came down there, a DJ, and he wanted to get some music. And he said, "Well, won't you sell them?" I say, "Sell?" Well, in my mind, I'm saying, "Well, if you better have good money." Mm-hmm. And when he gave me a price of what he think he could buy one for, $5, I say, "I'm sorry, my guy, stay far away from me."
But yeah. Bro, I really want to thank you for what you have done for Dominica and collecting those music, because without the collecting of it, most of the records were kind of damaged through Hurricane David.
Yeah, I know that. A lot of people lost it.
Task to actually recover some of those records, because a lot of the musicians themselves didn't even have a copy.
Yeah,
because
I
most
know
of
that.
the copies would have been destroyed through Hurricane.
Let me just add this one thing through my collections, because sometimes you don't. We only collected what was available to us and what we could get. And I remember one day I was walking down Cock Street, and Kazmi's, remember the shop Kazmi's? CB's, right. And I'm seeing on the side, as I walking past the door, I'm seeing Revolution de Cadas. I don't know if someone here remembers that. Freddie. And then I said, wait a while now, what trouble is there in the world, Because I saw the word Revolution. And when I walked up closer, I saw it was actually an album. And then what's his name who was working there?
Bing.
Not Bing. He was a member of the band, Tall. And then I walked in and I bought the band, and the album was available to purchase, And I bought it one time, So, but I just want to mention quickly, again, one of my disappointments, just like you, and one or two persons mentioned, the project we had by the ferry terminal. It took a lot for us to put that in. Not just our work, but the input especially of the Whitey Kubuli Artists Association. They did a job for us which would have cost thousands and thousands of dollars. But the price we paid for it was like a gift. And then many person appreciated. And I used to see visitors go in there and take pictures. And they would find out what they didn't know that, they had all that. And it was just sad to see that some persons, individual who had no appreciation. And you were asking, I think, Bird, a question about whether we appreciate our musicians there in Dominica. And I'll bluntly say no. No, a big no. Because that alone, what these guys used to do. Okay, I understood you have to move your boats from the sea for safety. But my God, there's sufficient room where we found that one of the guys actually rammed the boat into the billboard of Michael Henderson and broke it in two, And from there, I told Warwick straight, let's remove them. And so they are safely parked somewhere, hoping that we can get a place. I would really love to see us get a place where we can put all the billboards together. Because, we had the idea of putting them in the different communities. But I think it would create a bigger impact where we have them in one place.
Thank you very much.
Yes, my friend. Thank you. Pleasure.
Okay. Just before we go to Fitzroy, just come and say a little quick hi. Come and say a little quick hi. That's the mother of Fitzroy's daughter.
Bonjour.
Ça va fait, bonjour. Tout va bien?
Oui.
Et puis, au cas occupé Fitzroy, et puis,
Oui.
t'es bien
Oui.
là pour
Oui.
vraiment supporter.
Oui.
Comment vous connaissez Fitzroy?
Alors, mon pas en artiste, mais m'en fait en bagaille et puis m'en fait en petite fille.
Ah, oh, petite fille, une belle petite fille. Hein?
Oui.
Petite fille là. Non, il s'est venu de nous. Bonjour, pas de problème. Belle. Vini, petite fille là, vini. Mais normalement, Fitzroy, c'est un musicien.
Oui.
Ça fait au content, ça fait
oui.
au...
M'en connaître Fitzroy, ni 40 l'année, m'en connaître Fitzroy. 40 l'année.
40 years.
Oui, 40 years, m'en connaître lui. Nous connaître Paris.
À Paris, ouais.
Il était qu'à jouer en groupe, et
Mhm.
puis cousin moyen. Et puis, m'en tenu en sec à chanter en groupe là.
Ouais.
Et puis, c'est ces moyens qui connaissent lui, et
Ouais.
il menait quand maman moins.
Ouais.
Et puis, parce qu'il était capable de jouer, mon pas savent qui côté. Fitzroy, qui côté? Guadeloupe.
Mhm.
Et puis, maintenant, David, premier
David.
fichier,
Ouais.
pour maman moins, garder.
Ouais, ouais.
Voilà. Et puis, c'est comme ça, mon connaît lui. Ben, il t'aime, ouais, moi, mais mon
Et-
et puis en l'autre monde. Alors, mon pâté en lui.
OK.
Et puis, nous étions, m'en connaître lui, en 83.
Mhm.
Et
Qui
suit. Ouais, et suit. Et puis, nous étions en contact, nous étions kawaii. Et
Mhm.
puis, pendant.
Mais vous êtes bien, mais.
Ah oui!
Parce qu'il était qui n'a plus le mouvement.
Oui, il m'était
Ben,
bien aimé, hein.
ouais.
C'était un bon ami.
Bons amis. T'es bien, mais qui t'ont décidé, ben.
Eh ben, et puis, nous t'es ouais, nous t'es amis.
Ouais.
Et puis, nous pète contact pendant 10 années, donc, ouais.
Hein?
Et puis, m'en venu vivre Martinique.
Ouais.
Et puis, après 3 ans, monté Martinique, il était qu'à Vigny et puis Exalwan pour te jouer Martinique.
Vous êtes allé à danser avec
Oui,
Exxon?
oui, monté qu'à
Et
aller.
puis, c'est vous êtes regardé cette Fitzroy?
Fitzroy, et puis,
Mais vous êtes assez, mais vous regardez Fitzroy. Regardez Fitzroy.
et puis là, il vient Martinique, c'est là, nous mettons comme nous ensemble.
Eh ben ouais.
Voilà.
Et ils ont fait un petit monde.
Voilà.
Un petit monde.
Voilà.
Et puis après, ils ne sont pas ensemble, mais au cas occupé.
Voilà, nous étions
côté.
four ou five l'année ensemble, et puis après, mais
Monde de mouvement, ouais.
on était bons amis, et puis.
C'est ça qui
Ouais.
est important.
Et on l'a,
Même
la vie,
ça qui est
ça fait
important.
qui est fini.
Même s'ils n'ont pas
Oui,
ensemble,
oui.
mais ils ont resté bons.
Oui,
Et
oui.
puis après ça, il était malade, donc a occupé.
Oui,
Parce qu'il
oui.
il dit, nous, c'est où qui a fait tout le bidon.
Oui.
Eh bien, ça a fait le content.
Pas tout, mais mon café. Mais mon café.
Au cas baigné, au cas baigné. Pas répondre. Ouais, nous, à sous Côte Dominique, tout Dominicain,
Oui.
merci parce que Manuela nous a et Manuela nous a tanné, il a venu plus fort et ça a fait nous plaisir.
Oui,
hein.
oui. Il est
Peut-être-
content.
peut-être-
Il est content.
Ouais.
Il a.
Fille, content.
Oui.
Ok, merci.
Oui.
Dis, petits mon envie, dis bonjour. Et on David.
David là.
David, tu dis mon frère. Eh bien, merci Bill.
Oui.
Et puis, tu es fort.
Oui.
Et après, ça,
Merci.
merci, mesdames, nous allons parler. Merci, bisous. Nous allons passer avec David. Et puis, c'est David, c'est. Hein? Ouais. Ok, ouais. Fitzroy. Nous allons parler créole et nous allons parler anglais. Qui laisse? Nous allons parler
How
créole?
you want?
Okay.
I can speak Creole.
Speak English because we have an English audience.
Okay.
Everyone say you look exactly like your father.
Well, that's what they say.
But you don't find so?
Well,
You some face
sometimes I seen resemblance, but
sometimes. But what are your best memories of your father, Fitzroy?
wow.
Please hear.
Oh, I have so many.
Ouais, mais you know your name. You know your
One the best.
Mettez micro là tout près.
Oh,
Parce que si mon bagage fond, je sais que des Fitzroy qui là ça.
uh-huh.
Même les gens quand on parler la même et on est même gens la même
Ah bon?
style, ouais.
Okay.
Mhm.
Well,
Pas de problème, dis-nous, réfléchis bien. Pas de-
okay. Now I find one.
Right, pas de problème. Tell us.
This was one of the best experience for me because it was in Dominica and it was the first time we collaborate musically.
So, vous êtes musicien aussi?
Well, yeah. Yes,
C'est ça, quand oui, un chanteur, quand oui.
I'm a producer.
Oh, you're a producer. On fait un song ensemble. On make a song together.
We make a song together. Well, I was singing on this song. It was his song.
Oh, he sung and you
Uh-huh.
singing.
I was.
So he made a song for you.
I don't know if it's for me, no.
But it was a pleasure for you to
Yeah,
sing your
of
father's
course,
song.
of
Yeah.
course, of course.
So how do you feel like in Dominica we see Fitzroy as one of the, as a matter of fact, the best keyboardist, a legend,
Well,
icon?
it's strange for me.
It's strange.
Yeah, because it's just my father.
Father, where?
And it's true that I he's a famous person in Dominica, and I always knew that, but I wasn't seeing him so till I get like teenager.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you understood how famous he
Exactly.
was.
Exactly.
And how does that make you feel?
Well,
Everybody, pas problème.
yes, of course.
Ouais. Eh bien, ça a fait nous plaisir là parce que nous presque fini là.
Ok.
Mais nous voulons faire sauter ou dire des mots là parce que c'est important. Et
Thank
puis, dis quelque chose, dis pitié l'amour, dis, voyez l'amour pour
Eh ben, là, c'est voyez force bail, voyez l'amour bail parce que il besoin ça. Nous là, nous cabaye force là, nous toutes là pour ça. Donc, allez là, tout le monde savent qui j'en y est. Nous avons fait en sorte de bail bon l'amour et bon force pour y tienne du bout de veille ou vin du bout de con avant.
Garçon, you looking like a father. Merci Bill David, merci Bill David. Be belle, be belle. Okay, merci Bill David. Fitzroy, you also have a new project you are working on with your boys.
Yeah, I trying
Mike.
something.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Well, you trying something?
yes. And
Put
so
my
far,
closer.
so far, so good. Well, is that song fresh? It's musical.
Music,
Good,
everything.
yeah.
Mm.
And
Gordon,
so,
put the lyrics.
Gordon put the lyrics.
Okay, no problem.
So, I trying to do something to make that point.
Capella.
A cappella.
Who are the other members? Oh, there's your boys and them. Cornell is involved. Bill is involved. Freddie.
Look at the,
Jerry, where's Jerry? Where's Jerry? Jerry's the shy one. By the way, Irving Tosh Williams is close by, a very close family member. Fitzroy, you have gotten closer to the father in recent times. Well, some of your family members have been.
yeah, very close. But I was always close to him,
Yeah.
but not that way.
Okay. But you have
Yeah.
gotten closer. since you
Closer,
fell
yeah, because those fellas, yeah, teacher and them,
ill. Yeah, the Lugis.
the Lugis,
Mhm.
they keeping me on.
So you have prayers full time.
Yeah, regularly.
And that is also helping you and keeping you.
Yes, yes. I always look forward for that. Huh? Yeah, and Roy Mason. Yeah.
Roy Mason, Roy
Roy
Mason.
Mason, yeah.
Also Danny. Danny also is one of the strong prayer warriors for you. David.
His brother.
His brother.
Yes. A really big brother.
But Fitzroy, in terms of when you listen to today's music, you have any impressions of today's music? How you feel about what you're hearing?
Me, I think every music has their time.
The
That
time.
Today's time is their music.
Yeah.
Cadence at the time.
Mm.
So I don't want people to say
To criticize
criticize
today's music.
young boys.
Do you think?
Well, our mother was criticizing us. Yeah. I just try to. I will not understand everything because not my time.
Yeah.
But I'll try.
If you would have to give a young musician now some advice, what would you want to tell them? And once someone loves music, they want to play music and play music professionally, what would you tell them?
Well, I don't know what I could tell them. What I want them to do, I don't hear melody in the thing. I want to hear some melody. And, but I can't tell them, it's their thing. They don't have to put me straight now.
So you think they should add some more melody to the today's music?
Thing, but it's not their thing.
But they love it that way. They love it. They love it.
Oh, yes, and it's theirs. Let them man live their thing, man. Huh?
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, Fitzroy, how would you like Dominica to remember you after that time reaches?
The way you remember me there.
Okay.
Yeah.
By continuing to play music, continue to talk
Let's
about
talk
you,
about me.
and continuing to
Yeah.
big you up. That's why it's important what we did for you guys. We're really looking for a property. And by the way, property owners, especially around the capital city, we really want to put back the billboards because we feel that the guys have done so much for Dominica. I've been hearing talk about a Heroes Park. We had our first Heroes Park, Cadence Lypso Heroes Park at the Bayfront. And we had to sort of remove it because of the vandalism. We are looking to erect those same billboards to actually show our appreciation for the brothers while they are alive. It don't make sense to give them flowers while they are dead because those flowers will only be flowers in the cemetery. So we're looking to give them the flowers while they are alive, which is the most important and critical time. So Fitzroy,
Yeah.
I'm
Before
going
I go,
yes.
I would like to hail up my brothers.
Go ahead. Go right ahead.
Vivian, Julie Morillon, Kremlin, and like you just reminded me, Skylar, who's in Martinique, really giving me something well, good. You know, so I know they listening. Yo, I'll check on you just now.
But then I know you and Gordon may have a little differences, but before the program, and he continuously tell me to tell you, he really appreciates what you have done for the music.
Oh, yeah.
He respects you as a musician. He was part of organizing the night we did for you at the Cadence Spectacular, and he also sent his love. Prior to I coming there, he sent me a voice note telling me that.
Yes, but you could send me the voice note.
Well, yes, I can send it to you too, but I think,
You.
okay, you want to so go on and listen. Send Fitzroy a voice note to tell you what they have to tell you. And send the love. But we really want to, before we leave, I want to give you the opportunity to tell Dominica and all those viewing and listening, final words. It's a new year, and from the heart of Fitzroy.
Boy, that's a big thing you're asking me. I'm a happy fella, no matter what happening to me. I'm a happy guy. I have good friends with me in life. You see, Lugia and the other one that I in somewhere, I don't know. Jerry. They're taking good care of me. Taking good care of me. I see some around Tony.
Tosh is around, even Tosh, a family member.
Yes.
Earlier on, we saw your Thunderbirds lawyer friend, Glenn Dupree.
Yeah, you know. So
Skep, also Skep.
Oh, Skep is a wonder because he have been checking me here. Well, here he is, everything.
But Victor, you don't want people to pity you.
No.
You want people to just remember the work that you do and remember the good times, remember the Fitzroy Williams behind the keyboards and having, making people feel good.
Yes.
That is how you want people to remember you, not as Fitzroy with no, because this is important and this is very important. Because just hearing you know and seeing you, all of a sudden I feel my heart happy. When I remember Brahim was more excited than me when I said, "Boy, by Fitzroy, And then he told me, "Boy, Fitzroy sounding good." We love your new hairstyle, I must say. And whenever you laugh, Fitzroy, it gives us that real nostalgic feeling that you're feeling better. So we're going to pray that the Father continue to bless, guide, and protect you. So on behalf of the entire country, on behalf of DBS Radio, the management and staff of DBS Radio, Curtis Matthew, the acting manager, Dean of Instructions, and our technician, you see how committed they are. Yeah. To all Cadence Lypso lovers and all music lovers, not the band, but all who enjoy good music. You want to big up your fans, your close friends, even your daughter who couldn't come, but then we know how much she loves you, why she's here today. So from us, from the government, the opposition, politician, farmer, baker, lawyer, everybody in Dominica, we want to say thank you. Merci pour ça. Oufe pour nous, Dominique. We love you and we will continue to love you. And this was another Creole Heartbeat program. And we really want to thank Digicel for sponsoring this moment. And we really want to thank Ivona John Baptist for giving us the extra time. Fitzroy, blessed love every time. And may the Father continue to bless, guide, and protect you. Blessed love.
Thank you very much.
Yes, I. Sakai Malad, Prince Wadix. Prince Wadix, Prince Wadix, Prince Wadix. Pa pou an wete ba moun flen la yo mange a kite la vi. Aprisye sa yo ka fe kon yo a pa mi nou jodi. La se mouve vale fe non nou ka krusife moun ebi. Faut nous connaître pour meilleur, c'est pour nous tout ça bénéfice. For all the wonders you done for us all, spreading the culture all over the world. For all the good things that you done for Cadence Lypso. We thanking you, brother. Ajan lo moun bisou pa sav ki chale yo pwen wivi isi. Fò nou konet kwaye yo akoumasman Cadence music. Gordon Henderson, Fitzroy, Williams, yo Vivian Wallace, Exile, One Groovers, Chef Joe. Yo pase dou le voyage music nou. Mais atan jodi, jeunesse te ke la dje. Si pate Wadix ki ka pousse. For all the wonders you done for us all, spreading the culture all over the world. For all the good things that you done for Cadence Lypso. We thanking you, brother. Pa pou an wete ba moun flen la yo mange a kite la vi. Aprisye sa yo ka fe kon yo a pa mi nou jodi. La se mouve vale fe non nou ka krusife moun ebi. Fò nou konet pou me yo se pou nou tout sa bénéfice. For all the wonders you done for us all, spreading the culture all over the world. For all the good things that you done for Cadence Lypso. We thanking you, brother. Trick. Pour tout ça au café.